Hi guys here. This is the King's speech on the day after the President's Day in the United States of America. Tell MIT Alan Guth and his 150 years celebration of physics and C-cell. Columbia University CUEE electrical engineering funding, and of course Princeton University funding, CUNY Grad Center funding, and joint project was MIT's 150 years celebration of its existence, made by the name electrical engineering during the Second World War by Mr. Bush. Vannevar Bush, President and Dean of Physics and Engineering and President of MIT during the Second World War. King George VI speeches. Now the fact of the matter is that the King's speech here is looking for a few good men. On behalf of the Colin MacArthur Foundation, Bob Gallucci, Prime Minister, who has the real power as the Empire Foundation's Colin MacArthur Foundation to be able to do it for the King's speech with McFound Labs, iLabs, and of course Tron Legacy Prizes this fall 2011 not to fail. We're looking for a few good men, students and assistant professors, young aggressive people, to do what Abe Lincoln said in the 2011 Gettysburg Address in Lincoln Center, or Abe Lincoln Center area of Manhattan, New York City, versus Abe Lincoln Center, Starbucks, Apple Stores, YMCA West, Mr. Jack Villaverde, building manager who thinks I'm wasting time, trying to emancipate us from their rules and their judgments of us wasting time versus Facebook and the Egyptian students of Facebook who were used by the Egyptian militaries to replace it with the military leader of his choices. So emancipate us from these type of people. And of course emancipate us from the physics laws of nature, God's wombs. To create our own laws, just like we do after we leave our parents' houses. And of course, to emancipate us from global warming. And the first step of it, Abe Lincoln would say, in the 21st century Tron Legacy Prizes, as the President of the United States versus the King's speech on the day after the President's Day in the United States of America, until Obama and Silicon Valley CEOs meeting in San Francisco last week, as well as yesterday a special meeting called by Prime Minister Gallucci with their Empire Foundations, the MacArthur Foundation, Genius Foundations, and Genius, not Genie Foundation, on what the Genius is and Neutron Legacy Prizes people this fall 2011 prizes not to fail, and CUEE fundings will want them to do. And the first step in looking for these good assistant professors come to the CUEE and rehabilitate the place until Charles Bukowski, Mr. Chang, the chairman of the CUEE, Lee Barger, and Princeton Shirley Tilghman, National Academy of Science Biologist, president of Princeton University, and of course on the board of directors of Google's Larry Page and Eric Schmidt, playing around with my YouTube account before, as I said. Now what are we talking about here? Let's take a few good notes here. Take a pen out. What does that say? And of course, let's write a few notes. It's called the Global Warming Gate Array. Not Gatorade. Drinks. Hear that? Global Warming Gate Array, not Gatorade drinks, or Silicon Valley. A new global warming solar cell based on topological designs by Dennis Sullivan, Albert Einstein Chair of Science and Math at CUNY Grad Center, Manhattan, 5th Avenue, 34th Street, across from Empire State Building. And of course, one of his adopted students, son of some Minsky at least, Yair Minsky, a Yale math with PhD math degree, and in CUCS. Almost PhD, but not good enough for him. He aced all the CUCS computer science qualifying exams and PhD. Thought it was too easy, went back to Princeton math, aced all those and got the highest scores and thought it was too easy. Ended up at Yale Math Department as a professor in topology. Now these are some of the things that we're looking for younger assistant professors on YouTube broadcasts here of the King's speech that has no power versus Prime Minister and President Gallucci and Obama to back it up. How to out-educate, out-think, outproduce superconductors, semiconductors, and of course Anton D. Shaw supercomputers that will help let us do the simulation for these as IBM Watson's research centers, IBM Watson Jeopardy computer, to tell both corporations or organizations now by Bob Gallucci and President Obama, Alan Guth at MIT Physics. Now what am I talking about here? Well, for the doctoral students and faculty members, Albert Einstein Chair, Professor at CUNY Grad Center, Dennis Sullivan, Yair Minsky. Minsky, co-founder of MIT AI Labs in Hockfield of MIT, and it's her President's Office 150-year celebration. The fact of the matter is that topology is the key answer. Let's write that down. Topology. Game theory. Global warming versus Jeff Sachs and Scott Barrett, economist at CU Earth Institute. See that? Kane's speech scratches now. Kane's speech scratchers. Tell Abe Lincoln in the 21st century to emancipate us from global warming. Topology is the key word here. And why do we say that? Well, topology, as you know, two different units right next to each other, two cells in a cellular automata. Stephen Wolfram, mathematical Wolfram research, might say the two unit cells adjacent to each other in topology. You can ask Dennis Sullivan, Yair Minsky at Wittenfield's Methodist, at an Institute for Advanced Study in Princeton, New Jersey, where Einstein worked, and of course Alan Guth, MIT Physics, Chief of Staff of the Empire Foundations, the MacArthur Foundations, leading all of the other foundations, the Genius Foundation, New Standard for Tron Legacy Prizes. Genius is not to fail, what Silicon Valley should be doing for them and what we should be doing for them and new ideas. iOS 4.3, Steve Jobs, Wozniak, and Tim Cook, and of course iOS 4.3 run Jim Cook's Microsoft Software Mass Simulation Program. On that platform, Apple iOS 4.3 was cloud servers that he would provide for pay at Microsoft in Ontario, Canada. The fact of the matter is that what we want topology 2 units to generate global warming. That's right. We don't want it in the atmosphere. Right, Abe? He says yes. Look at that mouth. And then, of course, we will generate in topology the space-time field. The space-time field or the semiconductor that the two professors on a train, the number 1 train going uptown, I met between 50th Street and 72nd Street. Middle age, one in a blue blazer jacket, windbreaker, and another one in a black windbreaker when it's about 30 or 28 degrees outside. 8:30 p.m. on the 1 train going uptown, the CU line, subway, Manhattan, New York City. And I spoke to them briefly for one station. The fatter guy was talking about doing LEDs and thin film, paper type, thinness display devices using silicon as opposed to gallium arsenide, germanium, the other two forever to be in the future materials. Now the Columbia guy was probably from physics rather than engineering school, ranked 25th. Columbia physics ranked number 12. And he was less articulate. And the other guy's not from Columbia. And I asked them both what they thought about quantum dots. And he said quantum dots, the fat guy from another university, both of them professors, is what is motivated, you can tell them, versus Jeffrey Sachs and Scott Barrett on global warming negotiations. Jeffrey Sachs, director of CU Earth Institute with the Harvard Economy, PhD degree. The fact of the matter is, what am I talking about? Well, they say quantum dots for LEDs and transistors, companies are making them. I say, what is impeding them from coming to production? Because of the cost or what? Or because of emotion impediments, like faster than the speed of light by most physics departments, such as MIT and Harvard. It's a possibility or even something to look for. Newton would have, that's why he's an alchemist to start with. Einstein would have, because he looked for things that Newton didn't look for. But the fact of the matter is that these people don't in the King's speech on the day after President's Day in the United States. Of all present, past, present, future. That's why it's called a King's speech. There's no power. That's Abe. He says yes. So the fact of the matter is that topology will then form a global warming space-time field inside the semiconductor fabric to create a situation that the Anton D. Shaw supercomputer chipset and supercomputer system that he's going to lend us will give us donate for free is going to help simulate what the topology of a semiconductor materials and characteristics of physics should be, such as the topology of the semiconductor material and organization transistors or sandwiches of materials will be able to give us 2 units of feedback energy global warming. 2 units within the space-time field.